Hey everyone, Todd Black here, and I am back once again, now officially in the new year. I take the last video actually a little bit before the new year. Sorry, that caused some confusion. Uh, but yeah, I'm back. It's a new year, and I truly believe that this could be the year of Avatar Spirit of Earth. And so I'm bringing you my third video in this more personal series to talk to you about my series Spirit Earth, and I have some great news. We're going to have a big announcement coming soon. I'm waiting for a certain thing to arrive to me, and I will make a special video about that because I really think you'll like it, you'll dig it, and you'll want to get what I'm bringing to myself. Because obviously I've got to get the first copy, am I right? Right. Second of all, we are having much success in the art department. We've got a couple artists right now working on some Spirit of Earth stuff, one of which I will be unveiling right here in this video. That's right, I'm going to go After Effects on you all and just insert a video into my presentation. So look for that a little bit later on. And our intro video. We have at the point that I am taping this, which will be a few days later when you guys see it. We are at 1,800 views on the Avatar Spirit of intro video, which is for me legendary. Yes, I know some people get thousands of views in a day. I'm happy to be near 2,000 views in a couple months' time. That's because I am not, that much of a presence yet on YouTube, but I will be soon, someday I hope. And obviously, if we get more animations, which are gonna be in the works soon, they will also be on YouTube for YouTube peruse. So like I said, this could be the year of Spirit of Earth, and it's already off to a great start. Oh, in case you're wondering, yes, I did get my hair cut. I felt it was time, which I regret now because it's like a couple feet of snow out there and I'm really, really cold. But I digress. So, this is part 3 of my Avatar Spirit of Earth series, and as you see from the title, I have called it The Uniqueness of Spirit of Earth, and I called it that way because today we're going to talk about the things that will get to stay the same, if at least in potential. If Spirit of Earth was to get made, these are the things I would honestly fight for the most and say these don't need to change because they haven't been done before or they haven't been done in the way that I did them for Spirit of Earth. So, shall we get started? Okay, I must consult the list. This is my personal favorite. The Fire Nation. Okay, now when I wrote Spirit of Earth, it was, just originally my idea, at the end of near the end of Legend of Korra season 1, and then wrote it at Legend of Korra season 1 between season 2, so I got a lot done in the 434 days before season 2 premiered. And I knew one of the big risks was, my first book 1, which is book 1 Fire, to keep in line with, what happened in the precedent set in TLA and LOK. And most of my book takes place in the Fire Nation. And I was really worried because I was fearing that we would get a big storyline in the Fire Nation, we would get, a lot of new characters in the Fire Nation, and it would ruin everything. But we didn't. In fact, if you pay really close attention, the closest we get to the Fire Nation is Korra driving to there, her landing on one of the islands apparently outside the Fire Nation, if I remember correctly from Book 2 Spirits, and the arrival, if you will, of the Fire Lord, Zuko's daughter, in Republic City. That's it. We don't set foot on the Fire Nation in all of Legend of Korra, which is great for me, because that's where Book 1, Fire for me, takes place. So that gets to stay the same, and that's really great for me because the Fire Nation was really something I really wanted to explore because we only really got to see kind of the dark side of the Fire Nation in Last Airbender. We saw, we obviously had some stuff with Zuko and Azula in there, and we had a few cities explored by Aang and crew, but that was, now hundreds and hundreds of years ago in the time of Spirit of Earth, and so it's like, what's changed? What's different now, and what can we now explore? And so this was actually really fun for me because book 1 and then a little bit in book 3, where you're in the Fire Nation for a good amount of time, and we get to see not just the cities but the terrain and how it's changed from now on. And going into sort of what we're going to talk about next, have a couple of big spirit encounters in the Fire Nation, and now I feel good because now I don't have to worry about changing it significantly. And my idea of Zeron being the last in the line of Zuko. If you haven't learned yet, this is going to be the big spoiler cast, okay? If you haven't read Spirit of Earth by now, you need to, because I'm going to go like almost full spoilers, so I have to talk about it. So there you go. Sorry, I meant to mention that earlier, but I didn't. I'm sorry. So yeah, big spoiler cast. Please stop here. You still here? Okay. So yeah. Zeron, so Zeron being, Philo Zeron being the last one, Zuko still holds water because for all we know, they only have one daughter. You know, we don't know what happened with Azula. We honestly do not know what happened with Azula, and so that still holds water, which would lead to the big thing with the conspiracy. So I am very happy that Fire Nation is still intact for me to have fun with. You know, obviously we can explore more and everything, but it's just there's just something about that first book I really really like. I think it's because it's such a focused thing to where this is as close to Legend of Korra story style I get because it's more or less focused in Fire Nation is like book one for her was more less focused in Republic City, and that was great because it let me have fun with Ray, have fun with Raya, and it still explore the Fire Nation. You know, have these encounters with the spirits. You know, meet the people like Bayron, who is a big thing later on, Jinzen, and of course all the kids who play tag, who are clearly fan favorite characters. You know, I was gonna say right now for you people who read Spirit of Earth and love the kids, I will draw a picture of Ray with the kids because I know you'll want to see it. So I'll look for that in the pipeline. But yeah, I'm very happy about that, and I think should Spirit of Earth get made, we need to go to the Fire Nation because it's a place we haven't honestly been to since Last Airbender. So here's hoping, you know, help me out, get word to Brian and Mike, and we'll see what happens. Next on the list, spirits. Okay, I know we talked about this before, and I know some of the things we talked here in the video we talked about in What Needs to Change About Spirit of Earth, but this is the big one for me because the Spirit storyline is the crux of Spirit of Earth in a way. Because yes, it's Ray and his team and grabbing my picture now. Team Avatar, you know, versus the conspiracy, which I'll get to in a minute. But the spirits are a big part of this, especially as we get closer and closer to book 4, and that's important because in book 2 of Korra we got encounters of the spirits, and then a little bit more in 3 and 4, but we never really got to know the spirits. I mean, we saw some spirits, but only some of them talked. Like our favorite little owl. That was a joke, little owl. In the little library, and the dragon spirit at the end of 4, and the little spirits that help Korra in 3 and 4. But we never really got to know the spirits, and that's why I wanted to hear Spirit of Earth is highlight 14, 15 spirits, including a certain wolf, who I hope you will all love, and and just get to know them better, and get to know their society better, and get to know their world better. And I take things to a certain extremes, with saying, hey, the spirit world is dying because the spirits being captured, drained of their energies, which is adversely affecting the world, which is not very far from what we had in book 4 with Kavira. So just for the record, again, I thought of that first. But I'm going to take it to extreme because instead of just hurting the vines, which as we saw affected the real world, we're not hurting the spirits, we're just affecting the spirit world. So there's a nice little symmetry to that. But more than that, it's the spirit battles that I really want to look for, because if I'm being completely honest with you, my number 1 absolute favorite chapter in Spirit of Earth is book 3, chapter 3, Behemoth, because it was just something about that chapter of the fight, Ray and Swift versus Meridius, the stag spirit, if you will. That battle, just multi-part, ever growing, ever evolving. It was perfect, and it showed just how bad the corruption of the spirits was. And that's the other thing, is the corruption of spirits is unique. It's not what happened in book 2 spirits, because this is a man-made corruption versus I'm having bad feelings about you, spirit, now you have to turn evil. Okay, this is not the power of Vatu corrupting spirits. It's the power of man turning the dark feelings of the spirits against themselves and forcing them into become these monsters that they honestly weren't before. Wait a minute, that still sounds like book 2 spirits. 50-50. Because yes, they were dark and everything, they could be cured, but this cure isn't done by that weird water bending thing. Okay, I still to this day do not understand that whole water spirit bending thing, to be honest with you, which is fine. And that's the other thing, is that the corruption, unlike the Vatu spirit corruption, it doesn't happen all the time. Okay, Salamanca isn't corrupted. Bakar, who is a jerk, but regardless, he wasn't corrupted. Only a few spirits get corrupted, which makes it a little more random, a little more fun, because you never know, okay, what's the next spirit going to be like? Is it going to be corrupted? Is it going to be helpful? Is it going to be just a jerk? You don't know, and that's part of the fun here. And the idea of, spirits being captured and they're having to save them to possibly get their help for a possible war, which is going to happen if you've already read Spirit of Earth. You already know that. It's intriguing to me. And so now they're not just pawns. Okay, it's like because in Spirit Book Two Spirits, you really felt like they were pawns. Oh, it's just Unalaq and it's Vatu. Using spirits to make Korra do what they want. But here it's they don't want the spirits free, and Rey has to free the spirits to save the world and save two worlds because they're both worlds are dying, and that's something I really think is unique to Spirit of Earth, and I really think would be great not just as a story element but visually. Because if you remember book 4, Slow Fade, which is another intriguing chapter, I would love to see the landscape literally evaporating into thin air as the spirit energy of the area just dwindles and goes away. So it's gonna be fun, and I can't wait. So it's gonna be good. Number 3, another personal favorite of mine. It's Swift. Yes, the Wolf Spirit, who is the first ever spirit member of Team Avatar, and that alone is worth the price of admission, in my opinion. Because yes, we've had spirits come and chat, we've had Avatar spirits, come and chat, but we never had a spirit on the team, period. And you could say, well, it's because spirits haven't been a part of the world. Well, now they are because of Legend of Korra, which actually helps Spirit of Earth. Because my logic is that, as I stated in my What Needs to Change video, Korra will eventually close the portals, but not all the spirits are going to leave. And there are going to be certain spirits who are so connected with our world now because of the spirit portals, again, could be changed later, that they can actually roam freely throughout both worlds, which is actually how these spirits get captured, more or less. A little bit of ad-libbing here. And Swift is one of those spirits who can walk between both worlds, which is why he contacts Rey. And his backstory, as you'll see in the beginning of it all, which I know needs to be changed a little, he has great respect for the Avatar. And I just think that having a spirit on the team, guiding Rey, showing Rey, hey, I know you can be this Avatar. I know you don't want to be the Avatar. I know you have great feelings for why you don't want to be the Avatar, but I know you can be great because, well, I just know these things. And then you find out, oh my gosh, he helped like one of the first Avatars in, which is now going to be, one of the later Avatars, but whatever. He has this great connection to the Avatar, and he knows more than anyone that Rey has this potential for greatness, and he has this potential to be the Avatar that he needs to be. And so that, not just that, the brotherhood that I forge between Swift and Rey, I think is very, very strong and something that will entirely be unique to Spirit of Earth. And so, to not have Swift in there would honestly be kind of weird because, you can only do so many changes, like a certain amount of guys, a certain amount of girls on Spirit on Team Avatar. But now with a Spirit, you just change the whole dynamic entirely, and it also adds for some good comedy moments. Like, who could forget that great scene in Book 1 where Swift eats a steak, and you're like, wait a minute, spirits eat? And it's like, why not? Or Swift in the sidecar of the Swift cycle. So another good moment right there. But oh, which reminds me, remember when I said I had art to show you? Well, here is our first truly official solo piece of Swift. Pretty good, huh? This is actually our scene from which we meet Swift after his first encounter with Rey in the spirit world, because, as I said, he crosses over to help Rey. This was drawn by one of our artists recently, and it's honestly not even the completed shot. If I'm being completely honest with you, we're actually redoing it a little because we are going to be animating this scene. We're going to be animating the ending of their encounter, leading to the end of the chapter, and this will be like one of the first shots. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, do bask in this because this is so cool. Because I honestly have not had a solo shot of Swift for a long time, and I'm really, really happy it's here because Swift is one of my favorite characters in Spirit of Earth. So there's a nice little preview for you. Stay tuned for more. Next up, okay, I know we talked about this last time, but it needs to be talked about again. The conspiracy. This is my big bad. This is my overarching villain, and I love it. I love the idea of the conspiracy. I love the thought of a multi-branched, will these people ever die feel of a villain? Because we haven't had that before. We have Ozai, who's the overarching villain, send my generals, send my pawns, and all that. Then we had, of course, Amon, we had Unalaq and Vatu, we had Zahir and the Red Lotus, and then we had Kavira. And while they were all imposing and menacing in their own way, they weren't to the level that I have the conspiracy. What I mean by that is that they're everywhere. Yeah, we heard, oh yeah, but the Red Lotus was everywhere. Where were they in book 4? Where were they in the 3 years since? We honestly never really got a mention of the Red Lotus. But with the conspiracy, they are an ever-present threat from almost the moment that they are finally revealed. And that's the point, is that you're almost wondering as book 1 goes along, where's the threat? Where's the villain? And, Ray's having the dreams and everything, another callback to Legend of Korra and everything, but it's not, something's not adding up. And then boom, it's, oh my gosh, here's the conspiracy. There's the conspiracy. Mezrin, he's the conspiracy. And then it just builds and builds. And the more layers that just get peeled back, you're like, oh my gosh, they have the Fire Lord in their pocket now that Zeron is dead. Oh my gosh, they have 3 of the 5 they have all 5 ambassadors to the nations. They have emissaries, they have governors, they have regions, which adds into the new Earth States, Earth Kingdom thing. It's like they would probably have every single one of those states now under their control once they reveal their plan. That's how long they've been planning for this. And that's the thing. They've been planning for so long. It's not like they've just been waiting for an opportunity like with Zahir, and getting his airbending and breaking everyone out. It's they've been waiting for their moment. And Korra's death and the disappearance of, or non-appearance, I should say, of Ray says, okay, this is it. This is our shot. We got to take it. And they do. And by the time Ray comes around, they are already in place, ready to roll. And when Ray shows up, they're not phased. They're ready for this. It's like, oh, the Avatar showed up. Perfect. Let's add that into our plan. And then boom, Zeron's killed by the Assassin's Guild. Ray is framed for his murder, and now he's on the run. And now he's got to defeat the conspiracy, defeat the spirits, clear his name, get vengeance for Zeron. It just is so much. It just really adds a unique feel to that. And just as a side note, the Assassin's Guild, which I honestly have forgotten about, they're unique because we never really got like this unified assassins group in TLA or LOK, at least not to my knowledge. I will admit. We've gotten individual assassins. We've got like the bowman and the lady on the iguana, which was still kind of creepy if you really think about it. But the Assassin Guild are another thing, because now it's not just, oh, it's random vendors and everything. It's assassins who are also trying to forge their way in this new world, and which of course leads to Aina, and that's just a lot of fun. So the conspiracy, as it builds, as it grows, as you're going book to book to book, and they keep getting wins, you're like, are we ever going to defeat these people? And that's what I wanted to give you. I wanted to give you the different feel. It's not just, oh, Ray's got to learn all 4 airbending powers so he can defeat, the head of the conspiracy. Oh, we got to defeat this one, then this one, then this one, this villain. No, it's not like that. It's entirely different. It's totally unique. I keep saying that word. I do apologize, but it's to my setting, to my belief, to my opinion, it is unique. And so the conspiracy would be one of the things I would fight heaviest for. Next. Okay, let's skip this one because I want to go back to, I keep thinking of new things to say. The rest of Team Avatar, which is of course Ray, Raya, and Aina, they all get to stay. I mean, I know that's kind of crass to say, and obviously they can change a little bit in personality, but they really are different than a lot of the members we've met in both Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. Ray is not like Korra. He's not like Aang. He's a mix of the two, and yet still completely different. He has great spirituality, but he's as fierce as anyone you'll ever meet when it comes to defending his friends. He thinks rationally, but he's not. But he's been impulsive at times, and he also has a lot of rage in him, as you find out in Book 1. Him not wanting to be Avatar is similar to Aang, but his belief as to why is totally different. He believes the world doesn't need the Avatar anymore, whereas Aang just didn't want to be Avatar because of how people looked at him, or how people felt about him. Ray doesn't mind the responsibility, he just doesn't believe it's necessary in this world today. Then there's Raya, my favorite little firebender. Passionate, fierce, almost like a Zula, except not as crazy, which is saying something, because I think Raya is kind of crazy. Loyal to her father, loyal to the nation, but not really liking Ray, which is different because, most Team Avatar members, more or less hit it off in the first few episodes. Ray and Raya fight the first few episodes, they beat each other. It's good stuff, but Raya is also one of my favorite characters because she grows. You see her truly evolve, and I loved writing Raya because I loved showing the difference in the character as she went from book to book to book. And I know one of my fans, Poor Pig, that's their screen name. They hated Raya. They didn't trust her. They thought she was a traitor. And when I did somewhat the more Raya-centric episodes, they're like, oh, okay. I kind of like Ryan now, and that's what I love about writing. Is like when you can change the perception of a character in a person's eyes just by showing them a few details. And I love Raya, and that's very special to me. Aina was also really cool. The airbending assassin. That was a nice twist. This was before Zahir, and I wouldn't even define Zahir as an assassin. I just find him as a villain. Uh, that's a unique twist on airbending culture and everything, and especially now with the changes to now that the Air Nation is back, Aang's gonna be even more of a fun character to write and in some ways rewrite because she now has to deal with the fact that she's an airbending assassin on the outskirts of airbending society who more or less don't know that she's alive. She ran away with Jean Hythe and the leader of the Assassins Guild, and no one's seen her since. So none of the airbending nation more or less has seen her since, and so it's like she kind of has to avoid all the airbenders because if one of them sees and recognizes her, they'll get word back to her mother, and then all kinds of problems will be. So also that's going to be fun to write. So now there's a new sense of apprehension because she kind of wants to go home, but she doesn't want to go home because she doesn't know if her mother will accept her again. And then she's got to help Ray, but also help the Assassins Guild, and it's just like, hmm. So, and of course, we already talked about Swift, and it's just that core I feel is really special. And there's a lot of great, back and forth between them. The friendships that form, the loyalties that form, the secrets that are revealed within all of them. And I think that's what makes a good team avatar is, you're not stagnant. You're always ever evolving. Every single one of them, if you look at them from when they began to when they end, they all change. Even Swift, who technically has the least reason to change, he changes because his beliefs in, humans change to a degree. His certainly his view on the spirits change because he has always fought for the Avatar and for the humans, and yet when he keeps getting kind of backstabbed by the spirits, it's like, what do you want from me? Where's our? There's one line in Trial of the Avatar, which is another thing that I definitely would fight for. It's like, have we no honor left? He's talking to Salamanca about the trial, and he goes, have we no honor left? We gave our word. We're now going back on it. Where is our honor? Where is our loyalty? Does our word mean nothing now? And because he's seen this for thousands of years, it's like the spirits just going back on their word and doing these things that they honestly shouldn't do, and right, it's what just keeps getting heartbroken. And so he's definitely changed by the end of this journey, as are all my team. So they are definitely ones I would fight for, which of course leads to one of my personal favorite, absolutely unique, has not been done. Now, some fans would say it cannot be done. The Spirit of Earth itself. I know it's probably some people were thinking when I wrote this, why is it called Spirit of Earth? Oh, it's because Swift is a spirit and Ray is a member of the Earthbending nation or kingdom or states or whatever you want to call it. And I had the idea of almost nearly right off the bat when I thought of Ray and Swift, I'm like, what if a spirit could merge with the Avatar and become something entirely powerful? And it was a great thought for me. Anyway, when I first actually, if you look at my comments on the top of Spirit of Earth, the first chapter, some people actually said, I'm not sure I like the idea of the Spirit of Earth, because this is when I had like the dialogue, like the mass summary of book one. I didn't have written out chapters yet. And they go, oh, the Spirit of Earth sounds kind of silly, and oh, I'm not sure about the Spirit of Earth, but trust me, we're good. After the Swift piece is done, the one I showed you earlier, we're going to go right into the Spirit of Earth because I want to see it because I've been fighting to get an artist to do this for a long time. And once it is done, I'm going to probably do a special reveal about it because this is really important because this is a key moment, not just for Ray and Swift, but for the first book. It's actually a true turning point. It comes back in multiple chapters, and then of course the Spirit Avatar, which I was like the kind of flip side reverse of that, plays a big part in both the book, my favorite chapter, Behemoth, but in the finale, and I think it's important because, this is the measure of last resort. This is beyond the Avatar state. The rule about the Avatar state is, of course, if you die in the Avatar state, you're gonna lose the entire line. But with Spirit of Earth in the Avatar state, you could die just by doing it. Swift makes that incredibly clear. We could die the moment we merge. And Ray says we need to do it. And that's important for me because that shows that Ray kind of has a death wish in some ways, which I bring up later on, but he realizes that sometimes you need to have that extra power. You take that risk to save the day, save the world, and that shows some part of the uniqueness of Ray is that he is always willing to take that risk. So I will definitely do something special when we have the video, so stay tuned for that. And finally, as we are hitting to 25, just cross the 25-minute mark, the war for Ba Sing Se. Now, this one I was honestly really, really worried about in book 3 of Legend of Korra because there was a lot of focus on Ba Sing Se with the Earth Queen and the civil unrest and everything, but that was more like a civil war. Not even a civil war. It was just straight up anarchy, which was great for the story because that's what Zahir wanted. But for me, this is the final chapter. I always have had the battle in Ba Sing Se from Avatar Book 2 in my mind. I've always loved that. Zula and versus Katara and Aang, the lightning bolts back, and then Zuko's betrayal, and it's just layers and layers and layers. And I've always loved it, but it was like it could be grander. And then in Book 4, Legend of Korra, you see Korra going to the spirits, and they're like, no, we don't want to take part in the human war. Well, now that's not an option because this isn't a human war anymore. This is humans and spirits. Humans capturing spirits, and something's got to give. And the conspiracy has to be stopped, or both worlds are going to die. So the final 3 chapters is Ray and his army first with the spirits at his side, taking on everything the conspiracy has brought into Ba Sing Se. And one thing I made clear was that the civilians are gone. This is now officially a military outpost. This is a military base, construct, headquarters, whatever you want. And the conspiracy have been building essentially Ba Sing Se into a war chest of kinds. There's all sorts of toys and minions and mechanisms to use against Ray and his army and the spirits should they arrive, and then they do. And I just see the scale of this battle. This is part of me since Spirit of the Earth began. Was like, I've got to have the spirits with Ray and his crew versus the entirety of the conspiracy. And it's just, I'm seeing the air battles, which I make special notice of, the ground battles, going from ring to ring to ring, and just, and like the 6 points, I have them blow up out the wall so they can get in, just the army just crawling in like ants from all over, trying to get to the capital so they can stop the head of the conspiracy. And it's just, right? And I can't wait I would love to do that. And I'd love to do it in full scale, full force. And I would be willing to cut the budget on certain episodes, not do a clip show. I'm not going to do remembrances, but I'd be willing to merge certain episodes if necessary, or cut an episode in order to get the grandness of this vision that I have for the War for Ba Sing Se, because it is grand and it is massive, and I know a lot of fans really like the ending because of how, for lack of a better word, epic it was. And they said that wasn't me. I said it too, though. So that is something I would definitely fight for because it really is the culmination of everything. I mean, Ba Sing Se was meant to be the last stand for the conspiracy and also the starting point for the new world, kind of like their Noah's Ark, if you will. And so now that here's spirits, here are Ray, and they're like, let them come. We can take them. And Ray's like, whatever they got, let them come. We're going to take them down. And it's just the true scale final battle I think everyone has wanted, and I want to deliver that. So I'll be fair, there's tons of other uniqueness in Spirit of Earth. I got the Earth race, the kids. Everyone loves the kids. I don't know why they love the kids, but they do. They love the kids from the Fire Nation. Certain things I do at the North and South Pole are kind of unique. Obviously, me traveling to certain places we've never been to before is unique. But I just feel like I've always said that, I know that some things about the Spirit of Earth have to change, which is why I did the previous video, but a lot of this still can work. The Team Avatar can still be there. The Spirit of Earth can still be there. The bad guys, the conspiracy can still be there. The focus on the spirits can still be there. Yes, certain things will have to be changed. Certain things will be added. I can't wait to add some things just to bring it out to surface even more. That's the beauty of this. That's what being a writer is all about. It's being willing to say, hey, let's add to this. And then, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Let's do that. And then let's do this. And let's do this. So that's what I look forward to. And with your help, I know I can get to the area I need to be. So I hope, as I am wrapping up this video officially, that you will, read Spirit of Earth if you haven't already. Continue to read Spirit of Earth if you only started. Spread the word about Spirit of Earth, especially about the intro video, because I really would like to get to 2,000 views, then 3,000 views, then 4,000 views, and just keep growing until eventually Mike or Brian sees this. And yeah, that's my dream. But I ask that you just continue to spread the word, and then be there for me when I need, because I do need your help. Because this is all about us the fans. It's not just about one fanboy's wish. I know that a lot of people want a third series, and a lot of people have told me, hey, I want to watch this. This is good. Hey, I want this. You make me want to have a third series. I want to do that for you. I want to do whatever I can to make this happen. If it's Spirit of Earth or just the thought Spirit of Earth, as far as my mind, maybe we should do a third series because they clearly like this stuff, and so that's what I'm asking. So stay tuned. There will be more videos on the way, especially once I get a certain package at my front door. And I hope you will spread the word. I hope you'll help out. And I hope you, as much as I want, a third series for Avatar. So for now, I bid you adieu. I thank you for watching these 3-part series, but I will see you soon, whether it be here or in the pages of Spirit of Earth. I'm always looking forward to hearing what you think, so let me know here or on the chapters of After Spirit of Earth itself. And as always, I thank you for your time. I thank you for watching. I thank you for being fans, and I will see you around.